Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football, continuing to take a look at next Saturday's slate. And we're going to the ACC as the undefeated 14th ranked Louisville Cardinals head on the road to play the 1-4 Pitt Panthers. And this is a Louisville team that we talked a lot in the offseason about, and I was pretty high on Louisville, right? I was excited about this offense with Jeff Brohm, Jack Plummer coming in the portal, a plethora of playmaking wide receivers. And although this offense has been pretty solid, I think the story of why this team is turning out to be special is on the defensive side of the ball, an elite defensive performance against NC State and then Notre Dame. I'm really excited about this Louisville team, excited to get into this matchup against Pitt. Now, before we do, just want to say thank you to you guys. The support you guys have shown the boys for all these game breakdowns truly does mean a lot. So if you do enjoy the content, you want to support the fellas, consider subscribing to the channel. Appreciate y'all rocking with the boys like you guys have. And without further ado, let's get into this. And I want to start with this Louisville defense that has been elite. I thought it was awesome against Notre Dame. It was phenomenal against NC State. And for me, it starts with the pass rush. I mean, you saw Louisville absolutely dominate a really good Notre Dame offensive line. You take a look at the numbers, and I looked it up at PFF because I'm looking at the tape. I'm watching the game back yesterday. I'm saying these guys off the edge are elite. Like, what are the numbers really looking like? Haran, a 17% pass rush win rate, 21 quarterback hurries. Ashton Gelati, an 18% pass rush win rate, 25 quarterback hurries. You have two edge rushers on the outside that have accounted for almost 50 quarterback hurries. I throw in Mason Rager there too. He put Joe Alt, the number one tackle in my mind in the whole country, on his butt twice on Saturday. So you're looking at this Louisville team, elite against the pass rush, but what helps even more is they're really good against the run. A phenomenal front seven, only allowing 3.2 yards per carry. That's top 25 in the country, and they pretty much smothered a Notre Dame rushing attack that was one of the best in the country heading into that game. That's a really good recipe. When you can win on first and second down, stopping the run, force teams into those third and obvious passing situations, and you have two edge rushers and Gelati and Haran who are as elite as they're playing, I mean, that's how you play winning football on the defensive side of the ball. And then you look at the turnovers. They're forcing 2.2 turnovers per game, forced 5 turnovers against a Notre Dame team that up until that game was really good at taking care of the football. Winning on first and second down, stopping the run, getting after the passer, forcing turnovers. Those three things combined, I think, is a result of an elite Louisville defense that has kind of surprised me because they lost a lot of dudes from a good defense last year. And it looks like they're just retooled, and this defense can be really, really good. Now, they're going up against a Pitt offense that the biggest critique going back and kind of prepping this Pitt team, no identity, right? Pat Narduzzi in years past wants to run the football behind a physical offensive line, lean on the defense, control the time possession. The problem is they can't run the football, right? 3.1 yards per carry. That's 112th in the country. And then if you want to throw the football, they're only averaging a 43% completion percentage between the two quarterbacks. So now, important to note, they're going to go to Christian Valu, Phil Yurkovich, the starting quarterback, now moving to the tight end spot. And that's just signs enough that this offense is not really working. They're trying to find something. Overall, you look at this Pitt team, it kind of matches up really poorly against Louisville. Louisville, good against the run, probably going to win on first and second down, get Pitt into those third and obvious passing situations where they have not been successful and, quite frankly, have not been able to protect the quarterback too. The problem with this Pitt team, the offensive line, not getting anything going in the run game and also not being able to hold up in pass protection. They do have a few guys that I would just note for Louisville fans: Mumfield, Gavin Bartholomew, two really, really talented pass catchers. Gavin, the tight end, and Mumfield, the wide receiver. Keep your eyes on those guys. That being said, it's hard to see this Pitt team getting much going because they struggle to run the football. That's one thing Louisville is really good at, and they struggle to protect the quarterback. Another thing that Louisville is extremely good at. Hard to find a reason why you have much confidence in Pitt moving the football against the Louisville defense that has absolutely been phenomenal. Now, looking at Louisville's offense, and this is where I'll offer, I mean, it's been a good offense, right? You look at some of the numbers, explosive through the air. They have a phenomenal running back. I'm going to be a little bit critical of this Louisville offense in terms of what am I looking for this Louisville team to really be special on the offensive side of the ball. And that's go back to what was working the first couple of games of the season. That's pushing the ball down the field, attacking the deeper third, and hitting those explosive plays through the air. The last two games, you haven't really seen that. Now, Notre Dame, I get it. They're really, really good in the back end, have not given up many explosive plays, but against NC State, they were really reluctant to push the ball down the field. A little bit of conservative play calling. If I'm Louisville and a fan and kind of looking at this offense, yeah, it's been good, but for it to be an elite offense that I really think it can be with all those playmakers, I'd like to see them go and kind of hit those explosive plays and push that ball down the field like they were doing earlier in the season, right? Jamari Thrash kind of emerging as one of the more explosive receivers in the ACC. Amari Huggins-Bruce, Kevin Coleman Jr. It's a really talented wide receiver room. I like to see them use that wide receiver room's talent and hit those explosive plays, or at least kind of push the ball down the field and make defenses respect what they can do attacking that deeper third. Now, the running game has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Jawar Jordan continues to be one of the best running backs in the country, averaging 7.5 yards per carry. What you're most excited about is they were able to run the football against Notre Dame. That's really, really good in the front seven. Now, the rushing attack against NC State struggled, but against Notre Dame, a massive bounce back performance for this Louisville team. Jawar Jordan, continue to feed him. He's running the ball extremely well. This is a team that can attack the deeper third, can run the football extremely well. And that, again, you talk about combinations for offenses when you can run the football as well as Louisville can and force safeties to kind of roll into the box. That's when you want to go play action and kind of use Jamari Thrash, getting him one-on-one on the boundary and let him go to work attacking that deeper third. That's what I'm looking for Louisville going up against a Pitt team that's where they've been the weakest. They've been pretty solid against the run. They're really getting after the passer well, sacking the quarterback 11% of the time. But you look at where this team is struggling at, and really a metric that you don't want to struggle with at the college football level, they're giving up the explosive play in the back end. And quarterbacks are completing 67% of their balls against this Pitt team. That's 115th. But the real bugaboo here, 8.5 yards per pass attempt. So they're giving up a lot of completions, but they're also giving up a lot of explosive plays behind the defense. Not a very good recipe. And I'm looking at this Louisville team, a team that has really had a lot of success pushing the ball down the field, hitting those explosive plays, looking for them to get back to that against the Pitt Panthers. Now, getting to the pick, Louisville 8-point favorites on the road against Pitt. And I normally don't like to take or bet against Pat Narduzzi at home as an underdog. He's been a really good coach for Pitt. But I look at both sides of the ball and how this team matches up against Louisville. They really struggle to run the football. They struggle to pass protect. I think Louisville is going to take advantage of that. And then on the offensive side of the ball for Louisville, this is a Pitt team. It's given up the explosive play a lot. And this is a Louisville team that wants to hit the explosive play down the field. I think Louisville is going to find some of those explosive plays, put some points up on the board. I don't see Pitt really moving the ball in any way. I think turnovers will be a problem too. This is a Pitt team that's turned the ball over two times per game on average, 4 straight losses. They're going to another quarterback. I think the writing on the wall is Louisville covering this number. If it gets inside of a touchdown, I absolutely love it. Sure, a little bit of a trap game, maybe of a little bit of a letdown game coming off that win against Notre Dame. I'm not worried about it. I think Jeff Brohm has this crew ready to rock and roll, a really good defense and explosive offense. Good recipe for Louisville. Give me Louisville and the points again. This is a team that massive fan of this Louisville team. I think it's extremely dangerous. If you guys do enjoy the content, again, consider subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to y'all later.